Hey guys, it's me, Phoenix. We are going to do a read to see. Oh God, I can't think of these card names, but it's basically what you would do in a relationship, the honest truth about a relationship or a situationship, and what it is that you need to be focusing on. Um, all of these cards coming out. Unsure energy of forgive. Be their friend is what it says. It says it's important that you be their friend first. Interacting with them on an emotional basis is just too heavy for them right now. Lay a good foundation for the future. So this is a message to someone just to be their friend. Sugarcoat the truth is underneath. It says, say your truth when you disagree, but make sure that you're neither defensive nor offensive. Be honest, but in a nice way. So this is why we pay attention to the four agreements, being impeccable with your words. Say what you want, mean what you say, but also you have to understand that you have to send strength and healing when it comes to a certain situation. So this could be somebody that you're coming into a relationship with. This could be somebody that you are, somebody is courting you, or that you're thinking about doing something strange. Okay, I was going to say for some change, but it's just a joke. Anyway, you're thinking about getting into a situation. So this is where the boundaries come in at. And this is what we should look at when we're going into a relationship, instead of us looking at the bigger picture and seeing potential in a certain situation before it gets there. So I'll go ahead and I say boundaries because this is, like I said, this is what we should do in the beginning before we get all in that energy of loving someone that may not love you back or love you the way that you need to be loved. I'm not going to take all those cards, but that tells me that this person has a lot of characteristics that need to be addressed, and you know it, the red flags. You know that about this person, but yet and still the potential in them and the way that you see them is basically everything that that bad boy, bad girl energy, which draws us and keeps us stringing along, because you know that 10 years down the line or down the line, yeah, this person is a person that you could probably, that has scars, but you can make and fix into something that is just us. Now, look at that. So, yeah, your higher self. This energy, this relationship is going to tell you to focus on your higher self, because you guys both have things that are hidden in the dark. Yeah, queen, you are a queen and you're able to fix things, but you have to understand that when somebody has those red flags, it's better for you to speak your mind and to know what you're getting yourself into than for you to have to set the boundaries down the line, 10 years down the line. Look at all the cards that came out and sabotage your future. I'm just saying, okay? So that's how this comes out. We're going to go from here. So let's start with card number one. Set and maintain healthy boundaries. I said that without looking at this card until after it came out, but you have to maintain these boundaries because everybody has a past, everybody has a secret, and us being the empathetic nature and human beings that we are, we see certain things, we see the potential, and we see that they have scars, and we try to be patient with them growing up and say, well, maybe they'll see the light in me, and then I'll be able to get them to come back around and heal. That's not how it works. Playing hard to get, that's our best game. We love to do that, but we dream a lot. Dreams are not enough. Dreams are simply illusions. Illusions. So that's the potential. We see potential in certain situations. It says create the daydream effect to make them feel they found gold. And we don't have to create that. Some people do, but we just have to see we see their weaknesses, and we see where they had a lack of love, or we see certain situations that they're not able to trust, and we try to get them to trust us. Sex them up and make it hot. These three things are what we see. This is what we are able to do, but we lose this energy when it comes to their their shadows, or their red flags, because again, these people are this way because they have a lot of yes men in their lives. They have a lot of people that are afraid to tell them the truth, and you're not. You just won't tell them what you really see and their weaknesses. You won't do that. You'll just be respectful and look and always try to see the bigger picture. And that's the higher self type energy, the high priestess energy. It says, sex them up and make it hot. We have no problem with intimate relationships, especially if we see something in a person, and especially that bad boy, bad girl energy. Like, ooh. So anyway, take time away from love. Freedom can be the gateway to happiness. This is something to tell you not to get too involved in the situation. If this is a new beginning, don't give them your all right now, because at some point, once you do that, you're going to have to get them to bring respect back into the relationship. And then you're going to have to forgive and set yourself free, because at some point you give them your everything and they're used to you being there, and it turns around and it backfires because now you sabotage yourself. And by sugarcoating, oh yeah, look at that. So we'll go back to this. By sugarcoating the truth, you sabotage yourself by sugarcoating the truth. And it says, say your truth when you disagree, but make sure that you're neither defensive nor offensive. Be honest, but in a nice way, because we turn into that Sour Patch Kid and we start to just say and spew and get into our high priestess. And then that shadow of we've been hurt before comes out, and we lose the beauty of the situation of why we were there in the first place. You know how people say your why? That is why, because we lose the beauty in that. And you often don't understand, this is underneath there, that it's about becoming a team. And I'll read this. Take the me out. Taking on the team viewpoint can bring a new sense of closeness without working against each other and creating distance. It reminds me of, and I almost did that. That was crazy the way that happened. You know how you do have a hard cry, and then all of a sudden you see the kids do it, and then you go like that. That's what it's focusing on your heart chakra by saying the things that you don't want. Now this card reminds me of Beyonce's Lemonade. She says, so now that you have did this, how are we going to heal? And then it's like, oh my life. Okay, y'all know I can't sing, but becoming a team is the objective. But it can't be that until you get them to respect you. So this should be setting boundaries and respect. And then you play hard to get, you realize that you saw potential in this. You're going to create what you saw and always keep it hot. And that's why they're always going to keep coming back. But you're not going to get too wrapped up in the situation. And at some point, you're going to have to walk away and remember who you are. Remember who you are, because at some point you did create that dream. Dreams are not enough. Dreams are simply illusions. You created that dream, and that sabotaged this whole thing of your time. I'm not going to say of the situation. It gained their trust, but you had to walk away to get it all the way. If that makes sense, if this is a past person. But if this is a new person, the boundaries come. You're going to play hard to get, of course. You're going to see what it is that you want down the future, but you're going to also forgive and set yourself free for their past. But you're going to create that daydream effect to make them feel like they found gold, which they have. But the sex is always going to be good, if that makes sense. So that's kind of how I see that. I'll go ahead and pull from the breakup oracle just in case this is somebody who you've had a past with. And the Shadow King could be the person who you guys both have your things, but you sabotage this by you just being there for them and their beck and call. Rebound. Yeah. I just need someone to help me get over the pain of losing you. And the love triangle, again, rebound. That is the biggest thing about the situation. It says, I've been seeing someone else and I'm having trouble choosing. So that is where you do all of this stuff and they're still in that third party situation, and there's rebound and there's gossip behind this. Because see, if you don't sugarcoat the truth, you don't sabotage the whole time that you spent with this person, if that makes sense. So the gossip is always going to be there. Like either you're going to be the one that got away or you're going to be the one that has their heart. But the rebound card is here because this person will always have a yes person, if that makes sense. But you're going to create that illusion and take them from love, take time away from love, but you're going to take them from the toxicity of them having to put their trust into, I mean, they're all into all of these different situations and making themselves feel whole. You're going to do that because you're going to be the whole cake, and you're going to also be able to speak your mind in the process, if that makes sense. So there you have it. Let's pull from the Destined Love Oracle to see what you're destined in regards to this situation. Yeah, I mean, it's easier said than done, but you have to be the one to say the things and start off in a situation where you're setting boundaries and not giving your all too much. Because once you do that, then the years, yep, soulmate, then you figure out this is my soulmate. But this is a lesson that you had to learn when it comes to you being a true, authentic queen or just having that power. And then it's time to celebrate. Then it's time to celebrate when it comes to certain situations, and the gossip and the secrets will be there. The fear might be there, but the finances and the proposal and the energy changes because they now trust. Oh, damn. I didn't even see that. They now trust you. And that's the differences between you and this person, you and the other third parties differences. Maybe we are too different to make the relationship work. So if you don't set that, then they're just going to be like, you're trying to control me. I'm going to go back to my rebound. Does that make sense? And so therefore the soulmate energy is here. We have waiting. You start waiting. They become karmic to you. Then there's an apology when they realize that there's no differences. There is love there. This is the dreams that they dreamed about, to be able to unconditionally trust someone and to know that this person is their soulmate and go from there, if that makes sense. And so there you have it. You have to be the one to create the illusion. But is it an illusion, or is it that unconditional love that you have until you start feeling like now this person is playing games? So that's when they realize that you're not different. You guys are opposite, but to be a team, you have to set yourself free and forgive yourself for not setting the boundaries in the beginning, instead of continuously beating yourself up based upon somebody else's wants and not necessarily what they need, but their wants. So the lesson is to be their friend and to set those boundaries. And that means playing hard to get, even though it's hard for you. But it says everybody makes mistakes. Practicing forgiveness can allow you to break the cycle of pain and move on to a happier life, even taking small steps. And then it says bring respect back. This is where the apology comes in at. Remember that you and your partner are equals. No one stands above the other, and everyone's voice is heard. Be certain to validate each other. So that is what you're understanding when it comes to not being different, being opposite, but really being a team and not letting outsiders sabotage your feelings for this person, this situation. And it also says take time from love. Freedom can be a gateway through happiness. So these are the lessons that you learn when it comes to you giving your all and them still having rebounds and different things. Remember the yes mans. These are your scars that you've been through when it comes to the shadow queen. We all have that dark side to us, right? But we learn how to love based upon the past, and that's trusting in our intuition about how we want to be loved, but we don't set boundaries. So therefore, there always be somebody who does not know how to love, and they use their pain and they hurt others, hurt people. So it says hitting the pause button and taking some time apart can help you grow as an individual, and a chance for them to realize what life looks like without you. And that's when they want to bring that respect back, because you set yourself free, if that makes sense. And then the karmic partner, it says dreams are not enough. Dreams are not enough. Dreams are simply illusions. It says falling in love can be magical, but be so eager to maintain that fantasy at all costs to avoid exposing the other's shadow. Again, love is embracing it all. So embracing everything about this karmic partner, knowing that they have these dark secrets, you have them too. You just learned how to deal with them. And you have to also learn to be honest, open and honest, like this person is. They're open and honest and cruel. You're open and honest, and you're doing it with tact. You're not trying to defend anybody or be defensive. You're not trying to be offensive. You're just trying to say what it is that you want out of this situation. And then it says play hard to get. If they feel you will always be there no matter what they do, playing hard to get will interrupt that mentality, and they value more what they have to work for, and they'll value more of what they have to work for. And so that's why it's good to set those boundaries. You should communicate your standards and boundaries in a respectful way. Equip them with the necessary tools and knowledge to successfully pursue you. And so that is a part of this give or take, this give or take, for them to understand that you can be a karmic partner and a soulmate at the same time, but you only realize the difference when you understand what the toxicities are in a person and realize that they've had their dreams come true when it comes to having their pick of the litter, but nobody is going to ever tell them the truth like you do. And that's the differences between you and them. And everybody is just a yes man. So when you're able to understand those things, not to listen to gossip, and understand that you're opposite, your differences are that you're opposite, not that it's impossible, then the team will come out, if that makes sense. And so that's kind of how I see that energy when it comes to dealing with this situation. And so I don't know what this card deck is called, but I'm going to pull from it. But yeah, that's how I see when it comes to this situation. You have to understand and trust in your intuition that, you can't lose somebody if they're yours. And game of life and how to play it, the universe, if it's not yours by divine right, the universe will send you somebody of your like kind, of their like kind. Might be that same energy or that same type of energy from a person, but somebody who really is yours, and that you don't have to compete with. And so sometimes it takes us years to figure out those lessons of what that means, but that comes with them, you becoming friends, and they'll realize when their true friend is away. And that's the differences between you and them, because you weren't afraid to speak your mind. And even if you did speak your mind, sometimes it's just you gave your all and it's time for a break. You have to take that much needed break. This card came in a reverse. Yep. Because you lose your focus when you don't set those boundaries and go from there. Sorry. Yeah, recalling memories, retention, and return. Then there you go. They'll return based upon the memories of you being the true queen that they want, or that true dominant person. Again, gossip is the thing that breaks up everything. It says camouflage, jealous, and dark. Again, shadow energy. If they're living in their shadow side, they're not focusing on the same thing you're focusing on. It's difference. That's where the differences come in at, because you want something, they want something else. They're trying to get rid of the energy of being afraid to fall in love or to live out your dreams. So they're just moving from person to person and going from there. But it's struggle there. And they have hope and being enthusiastic at the same time, and so that's kind of how I see that. And if you don't get a happy medium or a happy void, when it comes to this situation, then you turn around and you start to second guess yourself. What lies beneath is what we're pulling from. You start to second guess yourself and lose focus. And so that's why the focus card comes in the reverse, and you're starting to wait, which is waiting over here without the boundaries, right? You're starting to wait for this person to change. Yeah. And then it becomes betrayal, deceit, and backstab is what you understand. And then you are considered a hater because they're dealing with haters, and then they want to kick you to the curb, but you kick them to the curb and you show them, because again, you're just trying to, you have the evidence, and they're putting on a show, and that. Again, call it evidence, you're just trying to deal with this person on their level, if that makes sense. And so at some point it makes you feel some kind of way. And so that is how you have to understand that if you don't set the boundaries become betrayal, they become deceit, they become you playing back things in your head, you listening to the gossip, and you sabotaging who you really are and waiting for somebody to change instead of you just walking away. Yeah, again, chaos, job loss, and everything crumbling. And that's what happens when it comes to dealing with drama, and then the truth coming out, if that makes sense. And so then you become a hater because now you're looking at everything. Your finances start to fall apart. Everything starts to look turn in a different way, and then you escape. You learn to set yourself away because now it's starting to, and you kick them to the curb because now it's starting to affect your finances. And so that's where, you have to realize that at some point you lose your enthusiasm when it comes to not being able to focus based upon what somebody's actions are because you're looking at it like we were different. No, you guys are, you there the differences are is that you're opposite, but you can still make it happen and bring the respect back, or you start it from the beginning. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. It could be, again, you trying to it could be you trying to you know start something new, but doing it all wrong. And this could be why the 360 goes around, round and around, the wheel of fortune. It keeps happening the same way with different people, or it keeps happening every time this person comes back because you're like, the little girl and Drop Dead Fred. You're afraid to speak up for yourself. And that's why High Priestess comes out twice. That's, Tower energy. That's why you end things. Perseverance, yeah. Seven of Wands energy. You start to understand that, you start to be defensive and try to control every situation, and that isn't the case. So when it comes to, dealing with all the situations, you're moving forward with anger, because you feel like I've lost everything behind this. I've done this. I've done that. They did this. And you start to overthink certain situations instead of you moving forward to a Wands energy and seeing the beauty in the situation and understanding that you had put too much time and energy and effort into the situation that now you're ready to kick them to the curb. All right. If that makes sense. So yeah, a Knight of Swords energy. Yep, starting off stable. So you have to start over, and then your success comes when you realize that with the Emperor energy is you respecting yourself and based on the consequences of your actions that cause so many burdens, and by trusting in your intuition back to where we are. And so the messenger of impulse and opportunity is the Knight of Swords. Be tough, be ambitious, know what you want, go after it in a single-minded determination. You have to start off with the boundaries. Starting stable, Ace of Pentacles energy. You have to have the confidence to be able to start off with the boundaries. And then the glory can come once this person understands. Again, I'll read it to you. You should communicate your standards and boundaries in a respectful way, equip them with the necessary tools and knowledge to successfully pursue you, and then plan hard to get. If they feel you will always be there no matter what they do, playing hard to get will interrupt that mentality, and they will value more what they have to work for. And then when it comes to dreams are not enough, dreams are simply illusions, falling in love can be magical, but don't be so eager to maintain the fantasy at all costs to avoid exposing the other shadow. Love is embracing it all. So understanding where they are and who they are, and understanding that no matter how much they feel like they're God's gift to green earth, you have to be the one to set those boundaries and going from there. And that is where it says, create the daydream effect to make them feel they found gold. And that's where you start off stable. It says, cultivate a desirable image that will make them feel they can't ever achieve leaving them, cultivate a desirable image that will make them feel they can't ever achieve leaving them constantly daydreaming about the potential of the relationship. So in opposite, this means you see the potential by trusting in your intuition, but you cannot be a team if you give it, oh, ouch, I hit my ring. If you give it all to them too soon. And I keep hitting my ring and my bracelets. If you do that, then what ends up happening is you end up waiting for them to gain focus again. And the dreams, again, The dreams are what you're setting for them by you understanding that both of these, the daydreams and the dreams, are just not enough. But you're going to give them that, you're going to sell them that dream good enough to where it's like, all right, sex is good. I'm good. This is soulmate energy. Again, being true to yourself and consequences of your actions. But you're going to also take time away. You're not going to give them that whole energy of, oh, I'm there every time you answer. And the reason why it says hitting the pause button and taking some time apart can help you grow as an individual and a chance for them to realize what life is like without you, and then sex them up. Everyone has a different opinions about sex. How you choose to express that is up to you. But keep in mind that building intimacy is not just having intercourse. So that time away and understanding that, those burdens that can take place, excuse me, the car fell, the burdens that can happen when it comes to, you trying to get the respect or gain the respect after you've given your all to them is like, why? Remember that you and your partner are equals. You have to have that. And remember, I keep telling you, my Lilith is in Gemini, that equal give or take. It says, remember that you and your partner are equals. No one stands above the other, and everyone's voice is heard. Be certain to validate each other. And that comes with understanding that even if this is a soulmate or the person is coming back, the apology will happen when you forgive yourself and set yourself free. Everybody makes mistakes. Practicing forgiveness can allow you to break the cycle of pain and move on to a happier life, even taking small steps. And that is understanding that each one of you have a shadow side, a queen and a king, but it's still those pains, the lessons that you have to learn. And that always comes with ending something. Permanent decisions on temporary emotions. You give your all, and this person is like, oh, Cancer will always be there, or I will always be there no matter what it is, and take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I'll always be there for you. But again, that cannot be the case if you create the best illusion by not necessarily playing games. Remember, the game of life and how to play it is you understanding the way the universe works. And sometimes it's easier said than done when you start to see potential in a situation. You want them to see potential in you. It says deep. Look deeply within and discover your soul's purpose in a relationship. And happy. Embrace your loving connection and be happy. And that's what this is saying. Forgive and set yourself free by you being happy and understanding what emotions is. Look into the depths of your emotions and why you always sabotage yourself by you sugarcoating the truth and listening to the gossip, and also being being defensive and trying to control everybody's actions. And the universe back to it is saying, yes, trust in your intuition. Stop sabotaging these relationships and trust in your intuition and honor yourself, and honor the connections and trust. So that is kind of how I see this energy. You have to be the one to be optimistic in regards to where you are in life and what it is that you're doing. You're the one. So it's easier said than done. But again, you are the person who, the authenticity attracts, and whatever you wish. Back to your dreams coming true and understanding that, you have to attract the things that you want. Where there is hope. It says, don't believe that past defeats or disappointments will keep you from succeeding. True success grows from the lessons. Back over here, it says, a hopeful heart never gives up. And that is where you are when it comes to understanding if this person is your friend, if this is somebody who you see the potential in, you have to be strong enough to be patient enough in order to speak and to understand that this person has stuff that they have to go through, and you do too. You have lessons to learn, and that is you saying what it is that you really want and being in control of your emotions and not listening to the gossip and letting it sabotage what you really want out of this situation or any situation. So whatever you wish, it says when you When you lessen the importance of problems and suffering, life will swing back into balance. It says, stop the struggle and feel peace. The world responds to you. And that is what you need to understand. And also, authenticity attracts. So back to not waiting, and also understanding the differences are there, but you're opposite. That doesn't mean that this won't work or that there isn't hope in a situation. It says being authentic attracts the right people and repels the wrong ones. When you stay true, you naturally filter out those who don't align with your path. And that is, and not past, or it could be past, but it's path. And it says inner strength. Don't lose yourself in things you can't change. Remember, focusing on the things that you cannot change. That's where your emotions always jump out and bite you, because you're trying to focus on things and not trust within your intuition. And it's certain things that you just cannot change. And it says, don't lose yourself in things you can't change. Focus on the things you can change. Attitude, mindset, and energy. You've got everything you need. And so that is where you are. You have to understand that the universe is always going to bring you whatever it is by divine right, because it's yours. So if that's what you want, start here and take those steps. And always remember that the starting off stable is where you need to be. But the messenger of impulse and opportunities, the the Knight of Swords energy, be tough, be ambitious, and know what you want, doesn't mean to give your all. Because at the end of the day, that causes heavy burdens, and then you question your intuition and your emotions are all over the place, if that makes sense. So that's how I see that energy. You have to be the one to maintain that and to understand that sometimes things happen the way they're supposed to, but it's all the lessons that you need to know moving forward. So I'm going to go ahead and pull from the crystal deck. I think that was a really good read. And I'll focus on the chakras. The Vera Cruz Amethyst. The Vera Cruz Amethyst came out, and I'll pull from the Four Agreements. Yeah, you have to understand that what you're doing, nothing is wrong with that. You just have to understand how karmic partners are created and make you wait, and how the difference is between you bringing the respect into a situation that you might see potential in, but it's not there. And that's by setting and maintaining the healthy boundaries, and also not giving everything and forgiving yourself for choices that you made in the past. And so that's kind of how I see that. So the Veracruz Amethyst is your crown and your third eye chakra. Meditative, protective, and spiritual. The crown and the third eye chakra. If you want to know my perspective, I put the links above at the end of the video. I receive ongoing guidance from the universe. Trust within yourself and in the universe that everything will play out the way it's supposed to and by divine right. It says always do your best. It says practice makes the master. Practice makes the master. By doing your best over and over, you can master the art of transformation. By doing your best, the habits of misusing your words, taking things personally, right, and making assumptions will become weaker and less frequent with time. So again, authenticity attracts, and you can have whatever you like. So it's just based on you trusting in your emotions. Look into the depths of your emotions and stop sabotaging the things that you really want, and gain your focus. And so that's the message that I have for you guys. You guys, I love you. Remember, red hearts, you made it through. Purple hearts, it resonates. Green hearts, you're working on it. Yellow hearts, you rock with me. Got my 6, meaning have my back, because I have yours. Let's let this old energy go. I now let go of worn out conditions of lack, doubt, hate, negativity, procrastination, stagnation, sadness, generational curses, debt, bad energies, heartbreak, bad health, and addictions. Remember, addictions can be to a person, place, thing, or a situation. I love you guys.